Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for joining me on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift. For the past 2 days, thereabout, we've been talking about showing up. We've spoken about showing up when you're tired. We've spoken also about showing up when you don't even have to. So today we will talk about another form of another way you can show up even when the feeling you're feeling is legitimate. The charge is to always show up because that is the making of a giant, that's the making of greatness. You won't always feel that you need to show up. You won't always feel the passion, you won't always feel the motivation, but regardless of how you feel, you need to train yourself and discipline yourself to show up. So today's episode will be anchored on this statement: show up even if you have a genuine excuse not to. Show up even if you have a genuine reason not to. Show up even if you think that the reason you have is genuine. One thing I will explain today is whether the reason you have is genuine or not. Like I said before, discipline is key to showing up. As a mindset coach, I often work with people, individuals who struggle to show up. Even when they have legitimate reason not to show up, they really struggle with the discipline of showing up. Whether it's a personal obligation or a work commitment, there are times when it can be very difficult to overcome the excuses that are holding us back. However, showing up even when we have a genuine excuse is crucial to our personal growth, is crucial to our professional growth, is crucial to our career development, is crucial to business profitability. In this particular podcast today, I will go through some different strategies, tactics, tips that can help you to overcome the excuses, the genuineness of your reasons, and show up regardless. Ready to tackle any situation, ready to tackle any obstacle, ready to tackle all challenges. Number one strategy is to prioritize your obligations. You have to learn how to prioritize your obligations. That's the first thing I want us to talk about. In overcoming your excuses, in overcoming your genuine reasons, you have to determine the importance of the obligation you are facing. How important is this particular task? How important is this particular commitment? Is it even important at all? When you know the value you place on a particular obligation and commitment, you will be able to convince yourself to show up. Ask yourself, is this something that truly cannot be missed? Is this something that I must do? I know I'm not feeling up to the task today. I know I'm feeling under the weather today. I know it's raining out here. It's too sunny and all that. I know I am not really up to the. I don't feel well. Maybe genuinely you are sick. But you ask yourself this: is this something that truly cannot be missed, that I must do? If the answer is yes, then then that will spur your mind to make an effort to attend to that situation. Even if it means making some sacrifices, even if it means inconveniencing yourself, you do it regardless. Another strategy is to communicate openly. This is it. If you have a legitimate excuse, I know I said show up even if you have a genuine excuse. Nevertheless, if your excuse is really legitimate, that you cannot but do this reason that you have for not showing up or thereabout, you cannot miss it. Be sure to communicate it with the relevant authorities as soon as possible. That's another thing. That is you showing up, taking responsibility that, see, I might not be able to come to work today. I might not be able to attend this function today because of this. But by not communicating openly, you are not acting responsibly. Offer, then this is after you've said, okay, this is the reason why I will not be able to make it. You don't just say it and then you drop your phone and then you're done. You think you've communicated. No, This is what you now do. This is how you can now show up even after communicating openly. You can still show up by offering alternative solutions. You can offer to reschedule the meeting. You can offer to delegate the responsibility. You can offer that, okay, I have someone that can deputize for me. Do you understand? You offer alternative solutions. When you've clearly communicate so that you avoid any misunderstanding that might come up, so that you be able to foster the trust between yourself and the other people, you offer alternative solutions. That's you showing up even when you have genuine excuse not to. That's you taking responsibility for what you need to do even when you have genuine excuse to avoid it. Another strategy is to plan ahead. All right, if you've listened to me over and over again over the course of this podcast, you will hear me say this, that you need to plan. Planning ahead helps you. If you know in advance that you will not be unable to attend a particular meeting or show up for another a particular event, like I said before, make arrangements beforehand. That is you showing up using your proxy. Make arrangements beforehand so that the impact of your absence will not be felt, or at least will be minimized. Do you understand? Planning ahead would also give you peace of mind, knowing that everything is under control. That is you showing up, even if you are not physically present. Do you get me? That is you showing up, even when you are not physically present there. So when I say show up, you can show up in different ways. Sometimes you show up physically, even when you have genuine excuse not to. Sometimes you show up using proxies by making alternative solutions and planning ahead. Like I said, it also embodies this strategy that we talk about, finding a substitute. When you are unable to go for something, when you are unable to go and deliver the presentation, when you are unable to go and do the job, find a substitute. Find someone who can take your place, at least in the interim. Find someone who can take your place. It could be a colleague, it could be a friend, it could be a family member. That's why it's important that you have a network of people that add value, so that anybody within your circle can be handpicked and say, please, I want you to go to this function to deputize for me. Find a substitute. It will help you to ensure that the obligations are fulfilled, especially if you cannot be there. That is you showing up regardless. Did you understand me? That is you still showing up. Because when people hear the word show up, even when you have genuine excuse, they think that, okay, they should neglect the genuineness of their reasons and still show up there. Yes, that some occasions will warrant that. But other occasions will demand that you find someone who can do the job for you. You find someone who can deputize for you. You need to be proactive. That's another strategy you need to employ. Be proactive. If your excuse is related to health, for example, I wouldn't say you should leave your doctor appointment to go do one or two things unless that health challenge is not really that challenging. But if it is related to health, you take steps to mitigate the problem before it becomes bigger. You already know you are not feeling well. There is no sudden health crisis. Symptoms will have been given, your body will have been feeling somehow, you already know. So you take steps before you crash totally. You take steps to mitigate that problem before it becomes bigger. For example, if you have a cold, you take precautions to avoid spreading it to others, nose mask and all that. But majorly, being proactive means that you should take care of yourself. You should take care of yourself and other people by demonstrating your commitment to show up. Because you have a cold, that doesn't mean you should sleep in. You can wear your nose mask and still show up at work and tell them, okay, today I will not be active like as I was yesterday because I'm down under the weather, I have a flu, I have a cold right now, and they will understand. But they will also commend you for your commitment because you showed up. All right. Also, if you know you cannot now show up physically, you can. We are in the era of remote work now. Offer to help remotely. If you cannot attend the meeting physically, offer to participate in the meeting remotely. The teleconferencing, video calls and all that are there as options. All right. It shows your willingness to be involved. It shows your willingness to support the cause, to support other people. It shows your willingness to do the needful even when the circumstances are challenging. Take responsibility. All right. Be understanding. That's another thing that I need you to think about. Finally, be flexible. Be flexible with your schedule. Try to accommodate other people's needs. That's how you show up even when you have genuine excuse not to. Even if it means making some sacrifices. That's how people remember you. People remember how you make them feel. Do you understand? Show up. even if you have genuine excuse not to. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.